To say that 1984 was a memorable year for Oregon's Joaquim Cruz would be a heck of an understatement.
Let's review. NCAA and Olympic champion, undefeated in all 7 of his 800-meter finals, recorded 4 of the 8 fastest 800-meter times in history during a 19-day span, an 800, 1500 NCAA double that secured Oregon's first team title in almost 20 years. Oh, and his image was featured on a postage stamp. Are you kidding me? No joke. Cruz was all that and more as a collegian. And that gold medal in the 800 meters, Cruz won it as a rising sophomore, overtaking a track legend in the last lap to become his native country of Brazil's first gold medal winner.
Joaquim Cruz of Brazil out of the University of Oregon.
Throw your O for this overachiever as Oregon's Joaquim Cruz joins the Collegiate Athlete Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you can't have a track Hall of Fame ceremony without having a duck, all right?
Right.
Joaquim Cruz. All right, I'm going to read this. I asked somebody to describe Joaquim Cruz. He said, what an animal, a beast on the track. How would you describe your style on the track?
Just eager to win. I was very competitive, and I would not expect anything from myself other than the victory. So I stepped on the track. I did not rely on anyone to pace me. In fact, I was a front runner because it felt easier. I felt like I was moving slow motion, running front. And so I would always run my own race.
Where did that competitive juice come from?
My mother, it's a long story. I think my mother. My mother was a warrior. You know, she traveled from one area in Brazil, a trip that would take a day. It took her 12 days with 5 kids, and she, you know, something happens during the trip, and her faith and courage, you know, was passed to me. I was the last one to be born, and I carry her legacy.
Are you able to even describe for people where you came from compared to where you are now?
It's like 2 lives. It's tough. Even sometimes I have my moments to reflect where I started, and it's like another life. And I'm glad I started, you know, come from a very humble family, grew up in a very simple house with 6 brothers, you know, and that situation made me tough, you know, made me want to do something with my life.
Well, let's reflect on 1984 because nobody was tougher. I mean, take us down memory lane. Pac-10 title, 800, 1500 meter NCAA titles, 84 Olympics, you win the gold medal for Brazil, and then the U of O team takes the team title at Hayward. I mean...
And I almost broke the world record. I missed by 4/100 of a second late in the summer. But 1984, I was on a both Olympic and romantic mission. I had the best setup. You know, living in Eugene, Oregon was great to have the crowd behind me, you know, in every race, yelling Cruz, Cruz. And it was that year that I met a woman who later became my wife and the mother of my 2 children. And so I was, you know, anesthetized by the adrenaline of love, I would say, when I went in and ran my final at the Olympic Games. You know, I felt sorry for those guys. They would never have a chance that day. I didn't need shoes. I didn't need a fast track. So I got the right things that I need, which was love.
Does it feel like 40 years ago for the LA
Yeah,
Olympics?
it was a long time. It feels like 40 years ago.
You're feeling all of it?
Yes. Before I used to feel that I was immortal. Now I can barely stay alive. Yes, it was a long time. And plus, you know, I enjoyed the way I trained, the way I race. I enjoyed every single minute of it. There's no such a thing as, let's get the workout done just to go through another day. No, I wanted to feel it. And so I enjoyed that moment, and once I left behind, that was it. Didn't want to go back.
So are you saying like the pain of really working brought you pleasure, the endorphins, the whole deal?
Oh yeah. Well, the pain in train made the competition easy. So many times I would hear outside people coming back to me after the race, ask me, how do you make it look so easy? They didn't know how painful it was during the race. But winning a race, there's none. It eliminates all the pain, everything that you feel during the race.
Where do you live now?
In San Diego.
And when you come back up to Eugene, what do you see? Like because the campus has changed, Hayward Field's changed, but where does your mind go when you're back here?
Well, sometimes I go back there. My spirit just still live there. One thing that I used to feel, like I said, Eugene was the perfect place to train and get ready for the Olympic Games. Is that everything that every race I would learn something about myself. And the one thing that I learned in Eugene, especially during the final 1,500 meters at the NCAAs when we beat UTEP that day, 1984.
Bert is so overhearing that, by the way.
Because he keeps saying, we won 9 times, 7 times. I say, yeah, but he lost once. Remember that? And one thing that I felt, that day, getting ready for the 1,500 meters, we knew we had to score. I had to score. I had to win the race to score the points and win the championships. And, it was a tradition on the track to be introduced, right? And so I was the last one to be introduced. So I was sitting there for a little bit. When I got up, I could not feel my legs. I felt like I was levitating. And my competitive nature said, okay, I'm going to use this to my advantage. So I ran 1,500 meters without feeling anything, just letting the crowd take me cruise. So my physical body was on the track, but my soul was on the stand.
We didn't even get to the part about his face is on a stamp, and I guess it's because he licked the competition. Here he is, Hall of Famer. Throw your O, Joaquim Cruz.